Hello and welcome to another talk. I'm going to make this a podcast edition, so you may be checking it out there. I'm also going to record a video for the YouTube member area, so I'll keep this very audio friendly for those folks who are on the podcast, though, so you'll be missing out on too much other than just seeing my fingers move around, I guess. I oftentimes listen to this as just a podcast myself. So, well, let's get started. Do a little playing and picking a tune of the week here, as There Will Never Be Another You. So we'll start out doing a little playing here on the tune, and then we'll discuss a little bit about it, kind of lightly. We'll do a lot of playing today. Okay, so this week I've been doing some analysis on the tune. Did a live stream on chord scales and did a little pre-recorded or after-recorded editing on that, just to kind of get it concise and everything. But yeah, the tune is in E flat, and there's a lot to be learned from it. A few kind of takeaways is think about some of the spots where it tends to go. So we've got the E flat, the one chord. Okay, it tends to go and target the C minor, and then it moves into the A flat. Okay, so you can really kind of break it down into those regions where it's kind of tending to go to that, right? So go to those spots. Okay, and we have a moment where kind of like I think I mentioned, I always think of this as sort of putting on the brakes in harmony, just having a 2 dominant 7th chord. That kind of just prevents it from going to the tonic too early. At least that's just my perception of it. That would be the composer's choice there. But when you have two, 16 measure sections that are very similar, kind of find this to be the case a lot of the times in tunes. Right. So this could be kind of a spot to land on too. I oftentimes think of it as sort of a static dominant or somewhat stable dominant 7th, right? Where it's just kind of hanging out there, and then we get a B flat 7, which we kind of typically may alter a good bit more. So as you're playing and working on this, try to go to figure out what we're targeting here, right? We target the C minor and try to work backwards, so we all that 2/5 kind of sound is about getting to the C minor, right? So it has a destination. An optional change here with on the C minor to the F7. Sometimes it might just stay on the C minor, and you can also do this little half step motion down into the B flat. Okay, so again, 2/5, 1, really to the 4 chord, 2/5 in the key of the 4. Okay, and this is a really pretty cool chord too. Flat 7 dominant, so a real kind of go-to chord scale, which we talked about on the channel today, is the Lydian dominant. And on occasion, I will add some chromatic tones, and in between, some of the notes you may have noticed, I played from the 9, half step 2, sharp 9 to the 3rd of that chord. But I'm really just thinking of that as a passing tone. So in some of our improvisation talks, we'll talk about 8-note bebop scales and even 10 notes, and that can be a really nice and kind of cool sound to play with. Right, so gives you spaces to play in and all that. So I'm going to do a little more playing here, and kind of doing this between a few lessons today. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Let's switch to a little more of a Latin style. Change it up a little bit. things about the kind of harmony in general. So there are some kind of quick passages, especially towards the end, where we have this E flat to the A flat, G minor to C7, F minor to the B flat, go to tonic chord, E flat, and then play right back to the 5 chord. So when you go to play that, I think I mentioned in another talk, you can say, kind of think in terms of the E flat, and then you can give the E flat major a flat third, okay, to accommodate that spot there. Okay, so and then another little thing you might find tricky is directly at the end, we go back to the 5 chord and then back to the 1. So the second half of the tune can be a little bit tricky in that respect. First half, just kind of land on this. So then the challenge is kind of what to come up with on that sound, because it just stays there for a good bit. And then the second half of the tune, we just get kind of a lot of activity. So work on playing through those changes. And so you can try changes between 1. Right, so you can do something like that. Maybe repeat a section of work and then make the change to the scale. Another really good practice technique is to work between 2 chords. So let's say you're working on the change between the A flat and the G minor. So you work on and just, maybe playing 4 notes at a time and moving back and forth on that. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all in the next one.